Hello, hello, fellow Biafrans. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on your location. I hope everyone is doing good. I am here once more this evening for us to talk about matters that relates to Biafrans and things happening in the zoo that we should know about and take precaution. My people, join me from wherever you are. Join me, let us continue. Join me, my people. Join me, everyone. Today is 8th of February, 2024. As you are joining me, like and share the video so that it goes viral. It is important that every one of us, every Biafran, should get the news, every update, and mind how they go. Before I continue, my people, let me do the needful. Heavenly Father, merciful God, I thank you. I glorify your name for today. I give you all the thanks and all the praises. Merciful Father, please, I commit my leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, into your holy hands, merciful God. I commit Simon Ekpa and all Biafrans all over the world into your holy hands. He say, my brother, Oga Diligema, thank you for joining me. Today, I have the voice of our own to remind us of what he said in the past and what we have to continue doing.
Good evening, wonderful people, great friends, regardless of where you are, your domicile, even those for the finals of the Champions League between Man City and Chelsea. All of you here this evening, morning, noon, or night, depending on where you are, I welcome each and every one of you to this very, very important and urgent broadcast this very evening from where I am. Good morning, good evening, and good night to some of you. I will not keep you for long because we are passing through a lot, and any legitimate distraction you can get is most welcome. So I will try not to keep you away from what you have planned this very evening, especially for those of you who are avid football fans waiting to watch the Champions League finals. My name is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of the largest mass movement on the face of this planet Earth, the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. I am the director of radio Biafra Television, and by the very special grace of the Most High Elohim, a servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. Today is the 29th day. In a few hours' time, I will be commencing my midnight prayers, and I'm sure that most of us will be able to join as well. I'm not going to do it live on air, of course. I will pray very privately, and I will encourage some of you to also do the same. Tomorrow is very, very important. In fact, tomorrow is our own holy day. It's the holiest day in the calendar of Biafrans. Every 30th of May, it is a very, very holy day, the holiest day of the year for us. Very, very important to remember the bravery, the courage, the unbridled patriotism of those that went before us, the class of 67 to 1970, and in perpetuity we shall honor and remember them always. I said always, every year, in perpetuity until the end of time. And this evening is not going to be an exception. I will ask you please to make sure that a lot of people are listening, they're watching us. For some of you who are on Instagram, I welcome you. Those of you who are listening via my page, private page on Facebook, I also welcome you. To those who are listening via YouTube, you're welcome. Those who are listening via, of course, our very, very glorious IPOB Community Radio app, we welcome you. Those listening via Radio Biafra, those listening on FM across Biafra land and in parts of the zoo, those of you who are, of course, watching or listening via satellite, I welcome, of course, Biafra Television, please. We are also on Biafra Television. People are also watching us on University of Radio Biafra on Facebook as well. If you want to watch us or listen to us, you should be able to do so. Please tell those who are around you. We'll be very, very brief, please, I assure you. But before we proceed, let us pray very, very briefly. And I will say the Lord's Prayer this evening, please, that we may proceed to bring to you what and stuff for you this evening. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our sins as we forgive those who sin against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. We pray. He said. One thing is obvious that I want to remind you this very evening is that we are indestructible. And we are not going to stop until we get what we are looking for. What we're asking for is simply a referendum that will lead us to the democracy, the freedom, the liberation that Biafra portends, not just for the trapped and subdued indigenous populations in the damnable contraption called Nigeria, but the whole of Africa as well. Something we have posted has been trending all day. Very, very important that there is a very brief recap. The reason why we are here this evening is to warn our people about the complete lockdown of Biafra land. In fact, over 2 days, people will go to church and do nothing else tomorrow. And then on Monday, there will be a complete chaining of the entirety of Biafra land. Everywhere will be under lock and key. There are moves by some individuals, people who are Fulani slaves like Dave Umahi, to try to circumvent this very important and critical date in our calendar. Dave Umahi is a Fulani man masquerading as an Igbo man. Dave Umahi is urinating on the grave of our soldiers and our heroes. That very idiot was asking me this evening, who did I discuss it at home with? And I just asked myself a very, very pertinent question. You and I, you are a governor of a state. You claim you're a leader of the people. You and Nnamdi Kanu, who should be reminding each other about the importance of the 30th of May. You claim you're a leader. You don't even understand the meaning of leadership. You have, all of you idiots in government houses don't even have an idea. You don't have a clue what leadership is all about. In case you have forgotten Dave Umahi and all the rest of the multi-purpose defulefus we have in our land, all you Mieti Allah servants, I want to remind you as to why we got to where we are today in this effort to restore Biafra. Times Magazine of London, 7th of October, 1966. In 1966, a whole full year before Ojukwu declared Biafra. In 1966, 7th of October, 1966. This is according to the Times Magazine of London. And I'll read. The massacre began at the airport near the 5th Battalion's home city of Kano, the Nigerian Army, 5th Battalion. A Lagos-bound jet had just arrived from London. It was going to Lagos, but it did a stopover in Kano. And as the Fulani Janjaweed passengers were being escorted down the plane into the customs shed, a Fulani, what should I say, Hausa Fulani this time around, because they were still under the spell of the Fulani then, a soldier, a Nigerian soldier, stormed into the airport, brandishing a rifle and demanding to see the Nyamari. According to Times Magazine, it is the Hausa slang for where are the damned Igbos. These are people that had nothing to do with what was happening in the zoo. Nothing whatsoever. They were flying in from London and they were all massacred in Kano. This happened on the 7th of October, 1966. We remember and we, of course, commemorate the massacre of people, of the Tutsi people of Rwanda. Everywhere else there is a genocide, people stood trial, and there were actions made. But in the case of...
You see, my people, why I started with Onyendu's speech regarding the massacre of our people and everything we have suffered since the 60s till this time, it will not surprise anyone that even till this time around, they are still infiltrating our cities and towns. So anyone that gets this message should please spread it. Our people should be careful. Yesterday, I was listening to another media colleague. In her program, a reverend sister that was returning from her wherever she traveled to her hometown in Olu, were accosted by this terror group from Mietiala or from wherever, Sahel, wherever they are coming from. We all know that they are not our own people. And when you see them, you will definitely know them. So they go on motorcycle, they don't go in cars and normal vehicles, no. And she explained a very detailed experience she had, you know, in the bus that was carrying them, how these people overtook them and wanted to divert their car. Normally, they take them to the bush and start, you know, making demands for ransom, and they will buy some of them. But according to her, God made it that all the passengers spoke to the driver to take a different route altogether because they double crossed them, you know. So my people, these people, they are all over the place. You know that as I do this, people from my hometown, which I will not mention here, have been calling me, sister, what can you do for us? These people have come in hundreds in our farmland, you know, to disturb us, because this is economic jihad. If they don't allow the women or men to do, who are predominantly farmers, to farm as their only means of livelihood, how can they live this year and next year? Because some of the things they plant this year is what they harvest next year. And some of the ones they planted last year is what they are harvesting now, just to make money for their living. But these people that were calling me, they kept telling me these people have started raping women, and they killed 3 men, calling me I should please talk to our PM. What can they do? How can they come out of these people? You know? So they are everywhere now. And the reason why they are doing that is because of this our self-referendum. The only thing they know how to do is to destroy anything that you plan to do, to move ahead. They don't ever want us to come. That's what Onyendu is saying. And these governors, because they even told me that the military that are on the high road have been disbanded, but the governor of that area went and brought these soldiers and mounted them in between our state and another state. So the military threatened them when they went to report to the military that if they touch the Fulanese, that they will come and shoot the whole town and burn their towns. Can you imagine that? Soldiers. So my people, this is real. Everybody should caution their people. Once you go out in the morning, please do not stay for too long before you go back. Don't do any night travels. Don't drive at night. Go during the day when you can see the face of the person you are dealing with. These people are not stopping at anything. We are their targets because they believe that every other parts of the country have embraced their Islamic and Fulanization regime, except our people, because they know that we are very stubborn people. We are very stubborn people, and they can never make us to stop. Our referendum must go on. It must go on. Everybody must vote. We have to leave that zoo. Zoo is, I mean, they are criminals, being governed by criminals, breeding criminals. Unfortunately, our people are still trapped there, and we can never stop talking about it. So, ndị be anyị niile na-ege ntị, onwe ndị adanụ ife m na-ekwu, mana ama m na ndị be anyị bụ smart people. Etu ọ sọkwa mụ si so ọnya fa na anụ ya. Onye jezi n'ije abalị, ndị na-anya moto, ndị drivers, because ndị drivers a na-abụ target, fa ma na fa na-ebu passengers. Fa pụta fa na-eche bus drivers bụ a lot of people. Ndị fa ga-anata ego. Onye agbazina n'abalị, no night buses ndị be anyị, na onye ndị ilo gba gburugburu ga na-eche ndụ ya nche m niile. Fe jugo na be anyị kịta, because fafụ na anyị na-eme self referendum. And ebe 2 weeks ago, ka fa kpote ndị mmadụ. No wonder Shetima ji wee visit ya n'Igbo. Ikewa ọfụsigo ụlọ niile dị there, uche ebulu o na anyị ka nwedule efe na-alụ ụlọ, maka na ndị befa na-ebi n'ọfịa. So my people, ife a na-emenụ kịta, onye ọbụla mụnwa ga-advise ụmụ ikolobịa anyị, maka ine ndị niile a na-eme ife anya, they are very young men. Ka ụmụ ikolobịa anyị jisi ike, you know, ka fa jisi ike na group together, fa larụzina n'abalị. Abalị fa weli ya na-eche obodo nche, maka na ndị a dị very determined i destroy our society. Because I nwete Biafra now, ka ọ ghara ịdịla anyị useless. Maka na ife ha bụ their aim all along. Please, my people, at the end of the day, we are going to get Biafra. You know, because this is something they don't ever want to see happen. But by the grace of God, we have labored enough for this. Biafra will surely come. Biafra ga-abịalili. Onwere ife ọsọkwa family, they can never stop us. You know, they have tried so much to bring a stop to our freedom. Fana ndị ọcha na-esonyelufa. They may do anything that they possibly can do to stop us. But by the special grace of God, they will not succeed. Please, my people, onye ọbụla kabarụ, make sure na ya da travel n'abalị. Because no abalị a bụ oge fa ji enwe efe, eme everything fa na-eme. You know. These people, they are not giving up at all. They are not giving up. That very video, the very lengthy, I would have loved to play it. Kono nokwa if those people who, you know, let me look for it. Kama mangafuya kan mkpokwali unu kunu ge nanti unu.
Ndị be anyị kelekwa m onye chịkwa ya zero. Biko achọrọ ka ige ntị na this video. Ọ dị very important. And the key na-ege ntị na-agbasa this video until PM enweta this video. Until this video get to the Biafra Liberation Army. Ọ dị very important. Gee ntị ọfụma na this video, ụmụ ihe na-akwado ime n'ọlụ. Ụmụ ihe na-eme n'ọlụ already. Ama m na most of you ma. But this one na biko get in this video and make sure you now pass this video to every platform on I would be Biafran, I am when I marry no matter how I because I will go video man. But what you did that in our so now, you try. I have not a quarter way. Now I have achieved but a panolo. aghọta n'ihe a niile ama mma vidiyo ahụ gara viral mana o doola m anya by force ewere m kwere na ụnyaahụ emechara m jee ọlụ jekwa ọlụ ahụ jechaa mitin m jere wee na-ana nsi oke ka m jee na Royal Biafran camp ka m jee ebe a njeje ekpere ekpere ebe a ka m jeji na oje ebe a nnọọ banye n'ime Biafran camp bank dị ebe ahụ Biafran bank wee banye n'ime ya nọ ebe ahụ kpacha ekpere sere ya tisu ka m nọjee ahụ dịka ọkụ emere n'anya wepụtaba erutezere m banye ọkada rute ọlụ na-ana ebe saịdị mgbada ebe ntụtụ ka nnaba ebe a na-anya wee na-anata ọ bụrụ jee ụmụ nwoke na-abụ umeri jiri spid nnọọ abịa ime anyị overtake chọọ ka ha ji amụ anyị kwem ntọnụjie n'anya si a gịnị na-emekwa ihe wee n'anya ọ bụrụ ndị jihadist na-abụ and moto na-anyị n'ihu nke bụ na ha chi isi moto anyị akụrụ ha were jota jiri spid tụdịrị isi mechin anyị ka ha kwụsị nweta nke ihe ọma na m ịfụnanị ọ na-esoro iji amụ anyị kilas ya ka m kwuru agbakwa m nkịtị ha gbafere wuchi spid ha wuchi moto na-agba ha nwukwere ihe anwụwe nwere ihe nke ọja kwara agwụtụ kwụ n'aka nke akwa akwọ bụ akpa akpakịrị akpa ụmụ akwụkwọ na-ego na-agụ nke na-anya anya bụ akpa agbagide ha pụta ebe ugbo na rodu kụpa iji isi ebe ahụ nke ọka na-akwa na-esikwere saịdị anyị na-akụpa iji ọtụ m ya esi ya ozugbo ahụ anyị na-eme ka anyị branch tụ irute nko nsaiti afọ ha ndị mama asị ka ọ gbafere ha wee zi otu a wee pụta fụ nnọọ ha nwa nkịta nwa obere pupi dọgụ ka ha nwụ kwụrụ ndị nnọọ n'akụkụ ọhịa ebe ahụ so mgbe ahụ na-akọ ya wee sị ndị daman ya biko ya agbagwo na Disemba oduru nke m na m amaghị ihe ndị a na-eche andị mgbe ahụ mgbede abalị wee ndị ha bịa ka anyị mụfuo m na-adị ma ntọ nụọ wee si ebe ọzọ wee nataba agarụla m ebe a wee si ha Chineke obiri igwe sị mma afọ ihe akwa ya bụ na nka mma anọ ya ka ya ji ka m witness ya agwara m tụ ọkụ na-enwu n'ọlụ n'ọkụ a na-nwuru na ndị Fulani na-ere ha kparị ka ha ji anyị ha ji mechin ibiri ifu oju aja anya mechin ihe ama na ndị amụghọ mechin ahụ and ịpụtakwa na ọlụ na asọm sesiti na-agba ọkada most of them abụghọ ndị ihe na-anụnwa ndị Igbo so ụmụnne m ndị ọlụ na iti niile ka anyị marakwa na ihe abata ihe ahụ abatabakwana n'ọlụ maka na ya enwekwa ezigbo sekuriti arụkwa ndị yawa Biafran Liberation Army ana m arịọkwu na ebe ọbụla ụlọ ka ụmụnne ndị nche anyị ikonu ha abatakwa n'ọlụ nke ọlụ okpukpuru ike adịọkwa ajụ afa a na-ekwe ana ya ka ntị biko gwe m ka nkwụkwa ya ka ọha na eze nụrụkwa olu a ka anyị dịkwa n'oge tụba ewu ojii bifo chi ojie nke ọzọkwa ya bụ Obiligwe mara amụma nche na e nwere akụ ụlọ a ga-emepe kpọọ nke a kpọrọ họteelụ ụlọ oriri na nkwọrụ n'obere oge na ọ ga-apụtakwa n'ịntanetị se a na-achọ ọrụ ndị yut ụlọ echi ikwe n'isi n'ụlọ eji nwere họteelụ achọ ọrụ maka na ọnụ ọtụtụ etina na ya na-amaghị ihe ha na-eme na-amakwa n'ebe ha nọ ruo taa.
So my people, I have listened to this video. Let me explain what she is trying to say. She said that there's a prophecy that, she encountered before this very encounter with the people that overtook them, the two Malam Fulanis. That one went. And that there's an information that they're going to build a hotel, and that hotel, when they build it, they will advertise that youths should come for employment, and that the people who planned this, somebody from them, or one of them, came and was telling people, do not allow any of your youths or the young men to go there, that they are doing that to get our boys and buy all of them. So people, you know, recently when Shetima visited Abia State, I was thinking, why did this man visit Abia State? People he hated with passion. You all heard when he was discussing with one Kunle when they were both governors, himself and that Kunle, and he was talking about how they would deal with people of Southeast. And it wasn't long, they started their, you know, their practice as a president and vice president, that they started demolishing the houses of our people in Lagos, burning their businesses, burning both in Kaduna and Kano and Abuja. Unfortunately, when you push someone too far, you are in turn giving that person strength and energy to fight you back. They have pushed us so far to the wall that we have to fight back. On this platform, I don't preach hate, I don't preach violence, but defense, self-defense is inherent and natural justice. When somebody is fighting you, to the extent that if you don't take care, they will take away your life, you have to fight back. As simple as that. So ndị be anyị na-ege ntị, ndị a na-achọ ịlụ hotel, ụlọ oriri na ọṅụṅụ ife ọkpọrọ ya, etu ọ ga-abụ alụsịa ya sị na achọ ụmụ nwoke, maka na ifefa planụ bụ ife obido amalafia agwala before. Na fa na-achọ ịgba mbọ enu na anị ka fa gbusisie ụmụ nwoke anyị, and ifefa na-eme, boys na-aga n'ụzọ fa ejide fa kpụrụ, amafuzi onye anwa na-achị achọ. Ndị fa egburu ọbụla ọgan fa eje dobe fa n'ebe a na-akpọ Tiger Camp n'Owerri, ma edobe fa na nke dị na Ọkụzụ na Anambra. Ife a bụ enabling governors. If izizi Maazị Nnamdi Kanu kwu here, all these governors, ka fa si ele ụmụ be anyị. So abịa lụọ this hotel now, asị na achọrọ boys. Nna boys a na-egbufa na agwụkwa agwụ. Kwụsịzịa na ịdị na fall victim, biko nụ ndị be anyị. Anyị adịghị emekwa n'ife a na onwe ife anyị na-elita n'ime. All because na information is key to everything anyị na-eme, and information is power. Ife mmadụ ndị be anyị si na agha kala ka ada eli ngwụlọ, ka mmadụ ga-esi gwasị gị na ife a ga-eme emesịa fall of victim. No. Unu nụrụ ana ka anyị na-agwa unu ife a, unu ma na onwe ife na-aga. Please my people, onye ọbụla gbaa mbọ dụọ ụmụ ya ụmụ nwoke ọdụ. O wetara anaka na-akụ 5 o'clock, every young man ya na babe nne na nne ya. Ọ bụrụ onye nugo nwanyị, ọ nakwube family n'ụbọchị adịrọ mma. Ndị a plan kwa ife afa na-eme plan. You know, so ka anyị plan kwuo our own safety. My people, ọ ga-abụzi na Biafra bịa anya ma enwezi boys, anya ma enwezi ụmụaka. Ife a dị very bad. You know, ọ jọgburu onwe na ndị governors anyị a. Unu mana, to be a governor is like a right they gave you to rule your people. You have right to say yes to certain things happening to the citizens of your state. And you have right to say no to some of the things happening to them. And that's right. Nobody will deny you of it, but they don't exercise it positively to benefit our people. All they do is just to sit there, yes, member, so that the ego niile fa na-ezute n'ori mmanụ dị na be anyị fa na-eke dị ego mmanụ. Ọgwụcha ụmụ fa na nwunye fa ụfọdụ nọsịkwa obodo oyibo fa kpọlụ girlfriend dobe there. Maka na ife fa na-eme, we all know their style. This is it. And some of them not there. Onwero nke nwunye na ụmụ ya nọ there. Most of them be abroad. Governor unu bụ ndị Imo ebiro n'Imo State. Even the federal capital of the zoo, abụrụ ebe onye na-achị unu kịta abi, obi na befa na Yoruba land, obi Lagos bụ Tinubu. Ka unu malụzia nke na-aga. So if any na-eme, we have to be telling you people, and unu biko na-ege ntị, una follows na victim to these people. Fafura n'anya atọ. Anyị na ndị adro compatible. Far the very destructive. The Biafrans, they love life. We are very educated people, very polished people. I love Undo. Anya chọrọ ka anybody now. On a wuta so much. I know it's not your fault, but unu ga take care. Make sure no na ada balondi anaka. Kama mmadụ ibe m ga-egbu m, ya bụla agụụ gburu m. You know, need alụ ọlụ, need anything. Just look for anything and do. Unu ejekwana chọba ọlụ na any hotel. You know, asịkwa ife nwaanyị a na-ekwu na asị na a na-alụ hotel. Alụsịa ya kịta asị eme advert ụmụ nwoke bịa ka ewe ọlụ elu ebe anwa kpolufa niile je gbuo. Ife fa chọ bụ ka anyị ghara inwe ndị ga-anụrụ anyị ọgụ ma fa buso anyị agha, because ọfa nwa na-ebuso anyị agha all the time. Nke ejesi na Buri bụ Gowon na Ojukwu. Ife fa jelude abụrụ ka a ghara ịnụ ọgụ. Ife eje bụ ka enwee referendum ma ọ ka ndị ọbụla chiba their region anata Gowon njụ wee buo agha. You know, and onya 3 years with ndị niile support to Nigeria, ma Russia inclusive, or this ka World War. Still, we did it till 3 years. But this time around, if I get nwete Biafra now, bụ international law, or if ndị France ji wee nwete nkefa oge Hitler na achụfa, that international law will give us Biafra. So all of you should vote for this self-referendum. Ndị politicians vote to sigokwa. Maka na fa bụ ndị aghụghọ. Ịma na a criminal is always very careful and very smart. Ijuo yo force agili. My people, please take note of this advice. I have played the voice of the lady here. Please, my people, don't be carried away. Nye nwekwana ife anyone ga-enye unu ma ọgwa unu, like oge gọvanọ ndị Abia steeti, onye nke anwa nlụkwa na ọka na-eme ọfụma, ọsị na polisi ndị ebe ka ụmụaka Imo bịa baba polisi oje na-agwa ndị igwe na ndị gịnị fa akpọ ụmụ fa kafa bịa baa polisi. Fa niile kpokọta na 700 youths ebulufa jebe ugwu je kpolufa aghasalụ ndị Boko Haram na Sambisa forest. Ife niile a bụ plan. They are not doing it for our own benefit. They are doing it detrimentally against our people. And we should learn how to safeguard ourselves. Please, my people, fajule ebe niile fair enough. Mana ndị Biafra Liberation Army nwetefa ozugbo fa na-send fa to judgment. Onwere ife kwutere ya. You know, ọ na-ewute anyị so much. Na anya nọrọ na zoo abụrụ na anyị na-agba ọsọ agha. No, ụfọdụ n'ime anyị bịara obodo oyibo ka anyị gụọ akwụkwọ lutezie tọkili because of ife adịrọ mma na Nigeria. You know, we have all done everything humanly possible to survive, but it never worked. So what we are doing now is to speak to you people, you know, find yourself trapped in the zoo. That's why anytime I feel anything not gonna do, we try to let you people know so that you will make your mind up.
One of my fans chatted last week.
So my people, that is that. Onwe another thing na-eme nchọ ka unu nụlụ. Though ọ bụrụ ife gbasatalụ Biafra, mana ife unu ga-anụ bụ ife gbasalụ the whole zoo. Maka na unu nwa bụ ndị be anyị ka nọ there, unfortunately. So anything we have to let you know so that ka unu malụ na anya bụ obodo na ọ na-aga ana. Onwe one man onye Nigeria, amarọ m ma ọ nọ na zoo ma ọ nọ abroad, but he was lamenting ife Buhari government na Tinubu government na-eme, ka unu wee malụ na ndị a na-achị unu abụrụ ya. Fabụrụ ya at all. Nothing to write home about them. Honestly speaking, they are men of no conscience. They will sell the whole country just for their own benefit. They don't care about any one of you. This young man, though ọ na-asụ ya n'oyibo, mana m ga-akọwa nke m nwere ike ịkọwa.
So yesterday we're trying to compile a list, a list of emails and phone numbers of all the major oil marketers so that we can send an email to them to give us feedback on whether or not they received fuel subsidy from 2016 till 2023.
Sorry, all the corner na NNPC.
As I was preparing that list, the list was ready. In fact, we have drafted the email. Just about sending the email when I got a message from a friend of mine. And when I opened the message, what I saw really shocked me and annoyed me. Because when we're talking about the fact that there was no need for this whole fuel subsidy removal in the first place, many people were calling us all kinds of names. And if you go into the mainstream media space, what you hear is so-called oil and gas experts that appear to be paid to come and start talking about how fuel subsidy was unbearable for government to bear, that government could no longer sustain it. And in fact, every time I heard this, I was always annoyed. Because from the documents that we obtained about the DSDP arrangement, we knew, and that was when we came out and said that there was no fuel subsidy payment, and that NNPC had not paid any subsidy to anybody. Yet, the Tinubu administration kept insisting that subsidy had to go. And we kept insisting. If there was no fuel subsidy in the first place, if the whole fuel subsidy regime was a fraud, what is the whole point of increasing the pump price of fuel to deal with a fuel subsidy that was a fraud? What is the point? If the fuel subsidy did not exist in the first place, and some people were collecting money in the name of fuel subsidy, and they were coming out openly, according to what the former governor of Bauchi State said, they were coming out in the Aso Rock Villa to meet President Buhari to say that they were tired of making money, of stealing Nigeria's money, that they should remove fuel subsidy. If they knew that the fuel subsidy did not exist, and people were just raising invoices to collect fuel subsidy, if they knew that that was the case, how is increasing the...
You know, this removal of fuel subsidy, I personally don't understand it very well because it's not my area of study, and I do not understand what that subsidy is very well. But I understand that this subsidy is usually given by the international oil producing countries, the organization. And when they give it, the oil prices in the producing countries, nations and states, things will be going normally well. But because they lie to people that oil subsidy has been removed, and they still collect that money and keep it for themselves. Rather, instead of things getting better, they lie to people that the oil subsidy has been removed, and therefore, to make up what's supposed to be the standard of expenditure and things like that, they have to increase fuel prices. And today, I saw somebody like Hilda Kubo, the actress. I'm sure many people must have seen her on Facebook. She was complaining that oil price as of today is 1,200 naira. How can somebody be this wicked to the people that they are ruling? People that most of them rely on this fuel to electrify their homes and refrigerate their food or medications, or for certain private hospitals to operate in their theaters on citizens of that country, or for some children that are very sick, that have medication that should be refrigerated. So some families depend solely on this very fuel, and you are increasing it to this level while collecting that money from the people who are subsidizing it, and you are lying to your country that it has been removed. That's what this man is saying. I'm not an expert in this area, but from my little knowledge of what subsidy is and for the oil, my people, can you see why Biafrans must go? This is one of the major reasons, because our people who can sponsor this exit of Biafra from Nigeria, they have money, they are millionaires, following the zoo people at the detriment of the poor masses. They don't want to leave Nigeria because it is a corrupt society that enables them to do their corrupt practices without being traced. So this very guy was able to trace this and decided that he should speak out for the rest of Nigerians to know what is going on, because our people are still trapped there. We are not yet a nation of our own. Our people are still paying very high price for the oil that comes out of their own land. This is it. My people, we have to have a rethink. Let us vote and leave these people. For how long are we going to carry on this way?
The price of petrol to make life difficult.
Hello, my
for
brother
average
Emenike.
Nigerians. How is
You're
that
welcome.
fuel subsidy
Thank you
removal?
for joining.
When what should have been done would have been to go after those that were collecting the fuel subsidy fraudulently to return the monies that they have collected. That would have been the solution, but we're not looking in that direction. I was determined to make sure that we got to the bottom of it and exposed everybody that was involved in the fuel subsidy regime. We have done a list, a compilation of contact email addresses, and then their phone numbers. So we're going to call and also send them an email. And if you don't respond to the email, we also did a compilation of the addresses. We're going to send them hard copy letters, after which we're going to take them to court. Because we wanted to get to the bottom of it. So what did we do? Right at the point where we're about to send the emails was when I got this message about a probe by the House of Representatives. The House of Representatives ad hoc committee investigating the subsidy regime payments from 2013 to 2022 has said that the profiles of 23 oil companies trading in Nigeria are not known, according to data from the Corporate Affairs Commission. The chairman of the committee, Honorable Mustafa Ibrahim Aliyu, at the resumed hearing of the committee with a couple of oil companies in attendance to explain their role in the deal with the Nigerian National Petroleum Company, NNPC Limited, said that they have serious questions to answer. Aliyu, who read the list containing the names of the individual companies, explains that a communication from the Corporate Affairs Commission, CAC, on the request of the committee came back without any information on the affected companies. At the bottom of that document was a statement that was shocking to me and annoying to me. So when I said that there was no fuel subsidy and all the evidences came out to corroborate that fact, that there was no fuel subsidy in the first place and that there was no need to increase any pump price of petrol, because even with the old price of 185, 195 naira per liter, NNPC was already making a profit of over 100 naira per liter. At 195, NNPC was making a profit of over 100 naira per liter. The studies are there, the empirical data are there. In the document that was done, that was presented by Dr. Agbon, it was stated there clearly. But since nobody will believe, since mainstream media will not believe, and the Tinubu administration kept pretending as if there was a fuel subsidy that they removed, we continued, only to find that the House of Representatives.
Did you hear that? That Tinubu administration was pretending that there has been subsidy removal. You people will remember that the first day, in fact, the very minute he was inaugurated, he started announcing subsidy removal. And that may have come from Buhari, because this guy, when he started his speech here, he said it was during 2013 that the House of Assembly is investigating. So it was Buhari's regime and his own regime. They will tell the people that oil subsidy has been removed so that they will be collecting the money and pocketing it. And they will come and tell Nigerians, upon the fact that they are lying to the people, they will still increase the oil. That's double. Their criminality is unbearable, unforgivable. These people are so unrepentant in what they do to people. And this did not start today, because since 1970, it has been the Yorubas and the Fulanis that have been ruling Nigeria. It was only once that Ekweme deputized a Fulani man called Shagari. This is it. These are the reasons why we have to leave Nigeria, because Nigeria is like a fool at 40. They will remain fools forever. I'm telling you, these people, they are like broken plates. You can never patch it up. Our people must go. We must leave. Everybody must support our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, for us to leave. these people, I mean, they are just, you can imagine, if you think of everybody that is working there, they're all criminals, both their past, their present, even their future is all riddled with criminality. So this man, he's very sore pained. He doesn't want to lie to Nigerians.
If I had set up an ad hoc committee to investigate this whole DSDP arrangement of the NNPC, and they had investigated this subsidy regime, and they came to some conclusions. And part of it is this annoying one that I'll read to you right now, that Tinubu was made aware of, that Buhari was made aware of, yet they still went ahead, danced to the tune of the World Bank and IMF, to increase pump price of petrol, to privatize, to devalue Nigeria's naira, to increase the school fees of university.
I've heard it now. This is why they always take the illiterate ones, whether they are criminals or not, because everybody heard and know that America had a case against Tinubu, but no, they shoved that under the carpet, because these are the men that will continue to aid them to defraud Africans and keep marching on African in their own interest for their own benefit. So the interest of the African man will be trampled upon for the benefit of the Oyibo man. Yes, they devalued Naira. And most of the time, if I say this, somebody will say, oh, don't be very sentimental or don't be sarcastic. They aim the Southeast businessmen. The valuation of Naira, who are the people that is in business more? Dangote is the only Fulani man that everyone can see to be a very strong and powerful businessman, because all the presidents are using him to launder money. So he stands the opportunity and the chance to be the richest man in the whole country. Because if every government that comes in invests in you, another one will come and invest in you. Of course, if you are not rich, then you are dumb. So the rest of the people are my people, Southeasterners, who are business-oriented people. They are always the target. And these puppet presidents, they are always acknowledged to be the leaders because they are their stooges. They are their stooges, the enablers. They enable them to devalue Naira with the World Bank. Naira is already weak, and they have weakened it the more because they want to harm the Southeastern business-oriented people. That's why I bring things like this to let our people know. Your problem is not just getting Biafra, but living with people like this is the major problem, because they are the worst epidemic that any society can suffer. Very, very contagious. When you live with somebody who is suffering from this type of poor mentality, poor thinking faculty, my brother, you have a big problem, because addressing their issue alone will take you time. So we have been living with this for decades, for many years. We can no longer continue this way.
And unity schools in the name of signing the student loan bill, to privatize Nigerian company in the name of signing electricity bill. They were just doing all manner of policies to play and dance to the tune of the IMF and the World Bank. They still went ahead despite knowing what I'm going to read to you now. Look at it. Earlier, the committee quizzed representatives of Sahara Energy Resources Limited, Wando PLC, Hyde, and AA Rano where they took turns to explain contract deals with the NNPC, saying they only lifted crude oil in the direct sale, direct purchase scheme and were not part of the subsidy payment. The oil marketers that were part of the DSDP arrangement, these companies I just mentioned, the Oando, AA Rano, Sahara Resources Limited, were part of the DSDP arrangement. Now they have come out to say, oh, we only lifted crude oil to give to the refining component of their consortia. And then this consortia brought back refined petrol to give to NNPC, which NNPC now sold to them. That they were not part of any fuel subsidy payment. So what we're even going to send out emails for them to confirm to Nigeria, they have already confirmed to the House of Representatives ad hoc committee that they were not part of any subsidy payment. So the House of Representatives already knew. The chairman of that House of Representatives, Honorable Mus.
Hello, TBK, you're welcome. Thank you for joining. Yeah, good morning from your, Saudi Arabia? You're welcome. Thank you for joining. Like and share so that it goes viral. You know, a couple of information here for our people.
Mustafa Ibrahim Aliyu from Sokoto State is still a member of the 10th National Assembly. He's still there. The whole National Assembly, they were aware that there was no fuel subsidy payment made. They were. Oando PLC is headed by Wale Tinubu, Tinubu's nephew. Definitely, Tinubu is aware.
You see, Tinubu's nephew. My people, oh, I sympathize with our people. No wonder God said that his children die for lack of knowledge. You people don't know what these people are doing. But anyway, when somebody like Tinubu was saying a miloko, everyone, we all knew that he was coming to fill his pocket. Yes, to fill his pocket. He does not care about anybody. His cousin and a Sokoto man, House of Assembly, all of them, they knew that there was no removal of fuel subsidy. So they were taking the money, increasing prices. Now a bag of rice in Nigeria is 60,000 naira. During Christmas, it was like 40,000, 20,000 more. How can poor people live there? How can poor people feed? How can they survive? Because Biafrans are still trapped there. That's why when I see news like this, I like to bring it out. For those who are still in doubt about Biafra or how it will come, for them to know that we must go, that they have to join the bandwagon. They don't have to miss out. A simple completion of Biafra self-referendum, it won't take you 10 minutes. To leave these people, you know, let them keep wallowing in their vomit, because we can never take part. We have endured this for so many years, and this is our time. We should remember and realize that when God says that heaven help those who help themselves, it never says, I will come and help those to help themselves. So you have to start helping yourself before heaven will see positively that you're helping yourself, before the heaven will help you. I've never heard that heaven will help the lazy ones or heaven will help the doubters. If you are still in doubt, the heaven will pass you by and look for those who are ready to help themselves. So my people, I am doing this for a purpose, and the purpose is to push our people to know that they have a very huge but simple task: to complete a form for Biafra self-referendum. Oduduwas are going, Oduduwas are going. Tinubu is now relocating everything down to Lagos. And I have a video that I would like to show you people when I finish with this. If I can find it, I will show you people so that you know they are moving their things. Let us not be the first starters that will end up as the last.
What the former governor of Bauchi said, Buhari is aware. So Buhari is aware, Tinubu is aware, and they still chose to increase the pump price of petrol in the name of fuel subsidy removal that did not exist. How wicked can a person be? How wicked can a government be? How wicked? Tinubu knew that there was no fuel subsidy made. Tinubu knew. APC knew. In fact, PDP knew. The members of these 10 NAS, they knew. They were the ones that conducted the ad hoc committee Senate hearing to approve fuel subsidy regime. They were the ones that conducted it and came up with this conclusion where they were told categorically by Sahara Energy Resources, Owando PLC, AA Rano, that they were only involved in lifting crude oil in the direct sale, direct purchase scheme, that they were not part of the fuel subsidy payment. These are the same major marketers whom NNPC claimed that they paid subsidy payments to. These same oil marketers have come to say that they did not receive fuel subsidy. They have come out to exonerate themselves. So if the marketers that are responsible for this DSDP arrangement say they did not receive fuel subsidy, who then did NNPC pay fuel subsidy to? Who then did the federal government pay those 4.2 trillion in 2022, the 3 trillion in 6 months of 2023, the 3 trillion of 20?
So you people hear the amount that this guy is. Oh, Benin people say, oh, Enebiko, God have mercy. You see, oh my God. Why won't Biafra come today, tomorrow? Our people are suffering for no reason. Fuel subsidy removal, that was the first thing that the crook announced the day he was being inaugurated, to cover Buhari's regime and cover himself. Now the truth is coming out. You see this marketing something, fuel marketers. You remember that when Okonjo-Iweala was the central bank director or governor, that he had problem with Ifeanyi Ubah. Ifeanyi Ubah have voted, my people, for your information. He has voted for Biafra referendum. So those of you who are still in doubt should hear me. He has voted. I had it on my video yesterday. So if you are in doubt, go to my video yesterday. You will hear the voice of the man that gave him the form, sent it to him, and he voted with his family. So my people, that Ifeanyi Ubah and Okonjo-Iweala had this problem. When he will bring forged documents that he has delivered so and so oil to NNPC, this and that, pay me this, pay me that, and the woman will tell him the kind of document he should present, for verification, and he will be arguing to the extent that he has to arrange and abduct her mother, the mother of the governor of Central Bank then, Mrs. Okonjo-Iweala. Can you imagine that? This is the criminality going on in that zoo. My people, we have big and serious reason for leaving the zoo. We cannot live with these people. Even the world that are using them don't even trust them. They don't trust them. Yes. There was a time one British Prime Minister said that Nigeria is the most corrupt country in the whole world, without knowing that his voice was in the air. But he later apologized. That was David Cameron. Yes, the truth must be told. We live in a world where freedom of speech is allowed. The world, they know that all of you are corrupt people. So they are taking advantage. Now that they have seen people that are so corrupt, let's use them as quickly as we can. So you can imagine these enabler presidents. How can they be ruling human beings? We cannot stay with them. Biafrans, we must go. That's why I'm doing this. For you people to know that you are not with human beings. Unrepentant criminals.
21 and the say 1 trillion of 2020. Who did they pay those monies to? And rather than go after the people who fraudulently collected those money, the Tinubu administration thought it best to punish Nigerians by increasing the price of petrol just to please the IMF and the World Bank. Making Nigerians go through untold hardship.
It's always good to please foreigners than your own people. That's why a white man will never have respect for us. Because you know that Germans fought the whole world during the time of Hitler. And they really punished the Jewish people. I won't go into that, but it's a history that existed. I didn't make it. But today they have all reconciled. Once they see anyone in front of their business premises, they will attend to them. But even if you are a black man with a bag of notes, they will not look at you because they have no regards for you. So we need our own nation where we will be doing things as brothers and sisters. And Biafra is the only nation that will excel in that aspect because we like to do things in accordance with the law and traditionally as it fits everyone. My people, look at what this young man is doing. You know he's taking risk. I don't know if he's in the zoo because there is no freedom of speech in the zoo. This exposure that this guy is making, this revelation, it will cost him something if he's in the zoo, unless he's abroad making all this report.
Untold hardship, unnecessary hardship. We demand justice. The price for the petrol, the pump price of petrol must be returned back to 195 naira, at which price the NNPC was already making 100 naira profit.
Yes, I did. Ismail,
to reduce and reverse the inflation. If the Tinubu administration has any iota of humanity left in them, they should revert it and rather go after the people that have fraudulently collected these so-called fuel subsidy payments. So the Tinubu administration, if you have any humanity left in you, if you're not just wicked and just enjoying the suffering that you have brought upon Nigerians unnecessarily, then you should revert the price of petrol back to the original 195 and go after these rogues that were collecting money for subsidy payment for fuel that never existed.
My people, you have heard this lengthy report by this very man. You know, when the cock is crowing, anyone sleeping will know that the day has broken and that they have to get up. The cock has actually crown here. Biafrans, you have to get up. Cast your vote for self-referendum now. You don't have to wait any longer. There is nothing to wait for. We need our referendum to leave Nigeria. Please, my people, cast your vote. All the politicians have voted. They have all voted. Let me once more play for you people the voice of the man who said that he has given the link for voting to Southeast politicians, so that you will then know that if you are still maintaining a cold feet, that you have to wake up. Because if you don't wake up, these politicians, their names will be there first, after inflicting all this pain to our people.
Yes, in our support the theology, to keep all of people in our support the family, but you will need free. All the freedom fighters, then in there. They prove vote here in the book. And my wife. As I'm talking to you, on the House of Assembly, I'm sending the form of you to vote. My God, Biafra. On your Senate, Senate Ifa any movie go Senate Ifa Bonham, SND Eboga to vote with the other senators. And my Senate, and the governors, Peter B. Valentine, Valentine, Adenian Nagonaza, PA Peter B. Governor, upon a message, to vote. And senators, Igbo senators, governors, I said, Biafra. And to vote, Biafra London. And my need to vote on Gabaramara. And I also other Canadian tell you Biafra. I'm a Ghana. I put a gun is no shino. Nego Nigeria. Oh, one of them now. Also, Mama Radina, Ego Biafra, Nigeria, Buko.
Yes, so Emenike, mmeli bụ nke anyị o na mbido, mmeli bụ nke anyị o na njedebe, mmeli bụ nke anyị o na mbido, mmeli bụ nke anyị o na njedebe. We are winning. Honestly, we are winning. Because if any ngosi kita, this guy na-ekwu, o nwere onye Biafra ga-anụsị ife a, ego one kafa na-ekenye ndị Biafra nwa na politics. How much are they giving them? Peanuts. This guy was mentioning trillions. Imakwa ife trillions of naira bụ. Ị ga-eji ego unu ịtọ n'obodo oyibo welie zụọ mmadụ iri. Can you imagine that? Betokwa from oil in our land. Anyị na-emeli, anyị na-win.
No, sorry for it. It's a one come wine. It's a very coming when people have to live. How do I know Brupuego? Maybe the good open heart I will be able to now when you No.
So, my people, Ebaka, his video was in summary, why I did what I did by playing that NNPC guy's voice is to make my people realize that when you are fighting with somebody, maybe in the football field or in a boxing ring, and they are cheering you up, do not move an inch looking back to look at those cheering you up, because your opponent will destroy you with uppercut if you are in the boxing ring. Or if you are a footballer and you dare turn to look at those cheering you up, calling your name, oh Ronaldo, well, wake up, well done, you will lose composure and you will lose everything. Your opponent will score so many goals against you. just for us to remain focused. That's why I play some of the things happening in the zoo, because these people, they don't understand. Let us leave them with their naivety and with their criminality. Let it not be like the wise, I don't know how to put it. If we say we are educated, we are civilized, we love life, we do not have, to allow the mess that these people are making to distract us from going for what will benefit us and our children tomorrow. We have to remain focused. Consistency personified. Personal mental attitude. That's what we have to apply in this case. Please, my people, ndị be anyị, onye ọbụla jisie ike. Oge anụrụ agha Biafra, ọkwa human beings nọ there during that time. Fada ejeje, fada nana, arịtọ. So ka anyị nwee ndidi jisie ike, kwadokenenu Simon. Now, the first voice onye ndum play, he was talking about referendum and how these governors are enablers. So, my people, keep it up. We are winning. All the politicians and the Ohanese, Fatusigo vote. Don't be deceived by the confusionists in our midst. Maka family fa in a Bible. Onye na grow seed at night. An evil person abiakpota another type of seed. So the thorns are growing among the wheat. Some of them are enablers in our midst. Let us ignore them, but focus on what we are looking for. Yes, we are Christians, so we will always use Bible, to qualify what we are doing. Biko no ndị be anyị, onye ọbụla tụọ vote. Ọ bụ na ị mara ka ị ga-esi tụọ, if all these young boys approach them, your fa kafanye gị aka, onye ọbụla ga-agba mbọ. Oge dị mana oge adịsịrọ. It is from now, February till May. So, my people, it will be well with you people. Unu gbachi nkịtị, ọkwa na onye malụ, mmiri na-ama nwa ugo na nwa ugo arụ. We are great people. Onya kafa ji na-achọ ịkụda anyị. Ignore nụ ndị ọcha na-enyelufe aka na ndị ọcha ama nke bụ eziokwu. Farmer. Dịka this law I chọrọ use kita wee nweta Biafra, ndị ọcha ga-eje bepụ that page. They will not, and they cannot repeal it. They cannot repeal that law because it has been there for ages, for years. It took them time to enact that law. And once it has been enacted, it's a universal something. We are part of the international people in the world. So we are going to use it. No, we are going to invoke that very law and apply it to what we are doing. And this self-referendum is one of the processes that will lead us to getting our independence. I will leave you here. I love you. May God bless all of you. I see you tomorrow again. If there's anything that I find interesting in terms of updates, I will come and update my people. I love you all and God bless you. Ndị be anyị, ọ ga-amalụ nwoke mma malụ nwaanyị mma. Unu ga-adị ka echi na echi ada agwụ agwụ. All hail Biafra. Peace, unity, progress and equity. Bye-bye from here. Chibo, thank you so much. Emenike and Chibike, may God bless you guys. I love you all. Bye from here.